Okay, so the first step to writing a param patcher script is going to be obviously to make sure the param patcher is enabled. Then we're going to open up the auto assembler, which is Control Alt A. It's going to open up this little window here, which is where you're actually going to be writing your script. The first line is going to be brackets enable, close brackets, and that's going to specify exactly what's going to happen every time you enable the script. Then we're going to do open braces, $ Lua, close braces, and that's just going to specify that we are writing in Lua. Next line is going to be if not syntax check then. Next line is going to be local, and then it's going to be the name of your change table. You can name your change table whatever you want. When I first started writing param patch scripts, I was told that the name of your change table had to be specific to exactly the param that you're changing. That's not true, but it's a habit of mine. So since we're changing a spell, I'm just going to do spell. But like I said, it can be whatever you want. I'm just OCD, so I like to stick to my habits. So then we're going to do space equal sign, then another space, then open braces, enter, and then we're going to do open braces. So this is the part where you actually have to figure out what you're going to change, or what you want your script to change. So I have profane flame here. Let's say I want to change it to where I want to change it to where I have the required int and faith to use it. So we're going to lower the required int and faith to 0 with our script. So we're going to go over here to helpers, magic param helper. Then we're going to open up the maybe there it is. Okay. So we're going to be opening up the struct for profane flame, and we scroll down to find required int to use is 25. And just for fun, we'll change how many attunement slots are used to 0 as well. So the first thing we're going to be pasting into our change table is going to be the ID for profane flame. And now this is not the same as the item ID, which is the ID that's used by the item swap. Is actually different. So to get that, we go to hero, current equipment, scroll down to attunement slots, right click on any of them, do set change drop down options, and they are all right here. Now I already have this pasted into a notepad file, so I can pull that up. Then we're going to go to profane flame. There it is. And we need this in decimal form. So I actually already had this converted. Then we're going to paste that into our script. Then the next thing we need is the offset. So we're going to do comma. Then we're going to find the offset for the property that we want to change in relation to our base address, which is right here. We want to change attunement slots used. So we're going to double click on the address. We can see that the offset is 1D because it says plus 1D, and so the offset's 1D, so we're going to do 0x1D. Then we want to type in what exactly we want to change that to. So we want to change how many attunement slots are used to 0, and it has to be in byte form. So 0 in byte form is easy. It's just 0, 0, easy enough, and that has to be in quotes. Then we do close brace, comma. Don't forget that comma. It's really easy to forget, but it's very important. So then we also want to do required int to 0. So we're going to do the same thing, paste in the ID for profane flame. Then we're going to do the offset. So the offset's going to be 1E. So we're going to do 0x1E. And then again, we want to change it to 0. That's easy. We just type in 0 in bytes. And we are done with that part of the script. So let's say that's not all we want to do. Let's say we also wanted to make it to where instead of damaging people, the profane flame healed people. So we're going to end our change table for the magic struct. So that's going to be, we're going to do another line, and then we put a closed brace right there. And that closed brace is the counterpart to this open brace right here. So the next line is going to be local again, and then we're going to define another change table since we're doing actually changing the property to the bullet, I'm doing bullets because again, habit, space equal sign space open brace, next line, same thing. Now we need the bullet ID, so we're going to come up here to our bullet ID spreadsheet. So then we're going to click into the table, or I'm sorry, in the spreadsheet. We're going to search for profaned flame, and there it is right there. So this is the ID used by the bullet. You don't need to go to any drop-down menus or anything like that. It's, you know, it's the same. So we're going to paste that in. Then we need to find the offset. So for that we need to open up the bullet struct. So we're going to come up here to find bullet effect goods attack address. It might be VEH debugger in your table depending on which version of the table you have. Then we're going to Control G up to bullet. We're going to do right click, find out what addresses this instruction accesses. And I actually need to go ahead and change the requirements for this so I can actually cast it. There we go. So I need to change that to 0. And now I can cast it. Okay, so we want the actual ending explosion to be the thing that heals people, since it's the thing that has the hitbox. So it's the last bullet here, so we're going to copy that address. And we're going to open up the bullet param helper, paste in the address, open up the struct. And we're going to scroll down to find, let's see, what do we want to do here? Let's replace the hitbox for it with a hitbox that doesn't damage people. So say force. So copy. First we get the offset for this, and it's just going to be 0. It's the base address. So that. And then in quotes, we need what we want this to change to in byte form, and it's also written in Little Indian. So, which means you have to separate it into bytes and then reverse the order. What I like to do instead is opening it in the memory region viewer. We see the value here, and then we paste in what we want to change it to, and then we see these bytes change. So we can just literally copy this byte for byte. It's a 4-byte value, so we're just going to do from right here to right here. It's going to be 90, 73, CE, 00. Easy enough. So then we're going to do in the quotes, close braces, comma. So then we want to give it the effect of Great Heal, and I'm actually going to Control Z that to change it back. So then we want to scroll down. I'm also going to give it a large AoE. So we're going to browse this memory region. Actually, first we need to find the offset. Offset's 44. So open brace. We're going to copy this address. Offset's 44. So we're going to do 0x44, comma, and then again in quotes we need the array of bytes that we want to change this to. So we're going to right click, browse memory region. It's there. So we're going to change this to say 40. See what the bytes go to. It's going to be 00, 00, 20, 42. We can close the braces, comma. So then last thing is going to be giving it Control Z. The last thing is going to be giving it the effect of Great Heal. So we're going to come back up here, open up our effects spreadsheet. Okay, we're going to Control F, find Great Heal. There it is. Copy. And we're going to paste that here. I'm sorry. Did I open this up in the memory browser? I didn't. Cool. Okay. So we're going to change this to that. See what the bytes change to. And then we're going to copy that down. So we need this ID. Again. We need the offset. So it's going to be 0x6c. 6c. And then in quotes, what the bytes change to again. So it's going to be B0, 52B06. in quotes, close brackets, comma. And that's all we're going to be changing in the bullet struct. So do enter and a close bracket. So that's going to be the end of our change tables. The next thing we're going to specify is how the param patcher is going to patch that in. So we're going to do param iterator, open parentheses. Then we need the actual name of the param that we're going to be patching. So since we're patching two params here, we're patching the magic param, magic, close quotes. Then we need the name of our change table, which is just spell. And then we need the name that the param patcher can store as a backup for when we disable the table. So I'm just going to name this profaned flame default, just to specify that the backup is going to be the default version of Profane Flame, the unchanged version of Profane Flame. So then we also changed the bullet param, so we're going to do param iterator again, open parentheses rather. Then we're going to do quote. It's the bullet struct, so we're doing not the bullet struct, the bullet param. So we're doing bullet, and then the name of our change table, which is bullets, which is up here. And then we need a name for the backup for that. So I'll just do profaned flame bullet default. It doesn't really matter. I like keeping things nice and organized. And then our next line is end. So now we're done with the part of our script that activates when we enable the script. Now we need the part of the script that activates when we disable the script. So we're going to do open braces $ASM to specify that we are now coding in ASM. Then we're going to do disable in brackets, and then we're going to go back to Lua. So we're going to do $Lua in braces. Then if not syntax check, then. And then this next part's easy. We're just going to do this part, except we're doing param depatcher instead of param iterator. And all we have to put in for this is the name of the backups. So profane flame default, close comma, and param depatcher, profaned flame, god damn it, bullet default, and end. And that's going to be the end of our script. So if I were to click execute on this right now, all of this code would get injected, which means all of these changes to Profane Flame would be implemented. What we're going to want to do instead is do file, assign to current sheet table, and then it will appear at the bottom of your script as auto assign script. So instead we're going to click that and change it to say like profaned flame heal or something like that. And then you can just stick that wherever you want. Okay, so I actually fucked up, and in here I put the ID for the first bullet that's used by Profane Flame. So we don't want that. We want the ID for the actual explosion. So I'm gonna do that and assign to current sheet table. And we're gonna go ahead and disable that. Then delete that. And we're going to change this one to profaned flame heal. And hit OK. So then if I use it, it has an AoE of 40, it has the force hitbox, and everyone who got hit by it was healed, as you can see. So that's how you write param patcher scripts, and yeah, go fuck yourself.